One of the best pieces of advice I got in college was to not waste my time. You know, like basically make the most of the opportunity that I was given, and not make excuses. Because as an undergrad, especially that first semester, I had lots of excuses, lots of reasons that I wasn't doing the best or getting my assignments done. And once that professor got that through to me and it stuck, then I used that throughout, from undergrad to grad and throughout. So that was great. If time and money was not an issue, I would open a restaurant. Cooking is my hobby. You could tell I like to eat, but I like to cook. It's a good way to entertain, get family and other family and friends involved, get them together, and it's also like a way to express my cultural awareness and cultural diversity, and share that with other people and get them culturally aware. So I'd like to open up a restaurant. Oh, just to name one would be hard because I am a USF alum, so I would say one of my favorite memories, one of my professors, I took her roses that I had grown myself, but I didn't realize I need to take the thorns off. And yeah, so it was just like, hey, this is a nice gesture, this is a nice thought, but you need to take the thorns off. And then she got in another discussion about just like looking at the details of things I'm doing in life. Like, hey, you might have good intentions, but the details. So I'll never forget that. Yeah, it's a small thing. They might not know that I used to be pretty athletic. I know I'm an old man nowadays, but I used to be really athletic. And being from New York, I grew up loving Florida. So they might know I'm not from here, but I grew up loving Florida and loving Florida sports, wanting to be an athlete in Florida. So that's what I've always wanted. But instead of an athlete, now I'm an academic. I like Charles Darwin's Origin of the Species, just because it's one of those things that really made me think about the world. And from a scientific perspective, I read it just to read it, but now that I'm an academic, I see that how much that book applies to the world and how it changes. I don't know the most interesting, but the best place that I've been is Seattle, Washington. I've been there a couple of times. I absolutely love the people. I love the weather. I love the food. I love the culture. Seattle, Washington is a really nice place. Growing up, I looked up to both my parents and my siblings, really, especially my one brother. He's in the military. He jumped out of planes for 20 years, airborne. So him and my parents, because they grew up, not, pretty poor in Florida, but they increased their social status a little bit. And so, and they instilled a work ethic into me. So I'd say my parents and my siblings, we're pretty close. I would name my boat Miller Time because family name, great nickname. People, when you say Miller Time, people think of those commercials like, oh, that's going to be a fun experience. So I go with Miller Time. Partly with the beer, but also when I was a swim coach, when I'd get to the pool, my swimmers would go, it's Miller Time. So it was always I like it. There was actually only one that I didn't take. It was logic and philosophy. I needed it for a minor. They didn't offer it at the time. But PH for PhD stands for philosophy, so I'm really into philosophy, so that's definitely one class I wish I had. Being back, as an alum, is just a really special place for me to see the next generation of USF alum and professionals. I mean, like, this was just really a dream, so it's a really special place for me. So I'm just super happy being here.